any procedure that we've ever done before.
Well, that's why I'm here, Doc.
Your facial muscles, tendons, bone structure, everything. It was destroyed.
Evil has many faces.
You look fantastic, brother. Yes.
Darkness has many allies.
This deal is going down tonight.
Raise your army!
But there is only one who punishes them all. This is just the beginning.
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Let's play a game!
Gonna be with you, Frank.
Sometimes I'd like to get my hands on God.
FBI, drop your weapons! You're fighting a war.
Punisher, Warzone. See you in hell.
Punisher Warzone is a Punisher movie that was released on December 5th, 2008. Of course, it is based on the comic book series of The Punisher. As you may know, The Punisher is currently my favorite comic book character. So, I decided to review this movie. So let's get into the review by starting with the story. The story follows Frank Castle, aka The Punisher, who, while going after a group of gangsters in New York, accidentally kills a law enforcement officer. He feels guilty, but even so, the remaining gangsters led by Jigsaw start to still wreak havoc on New York City, and even torture the law enforcement officer's wife and child. The Punisher eventually tries to stop them. Overall, this is a fucking great story. I absolutely love the arc that is given to Frank Castle. He feels so bad about killing the police officer that he tries to give his daughter some money, but his wife doesn't want him anywhere near their home, and clearly wants to kill him for understandable reasons. The Punisher actually considers quitting vigilante business entirely after he finds that out. He does get back into it when he finds out that the gangsters are going after the wife and child. This causes the wife to realize that the Punisher actually is a really good man. Frank may be fucking brutal toward his enemies, but he is capable of showing empathy toward people. The scene where Frank shows the daughter the gift that his dead daughter loved is a fucking powerful scene that shows this at its absolute best. Admittedly, some of the dialogue with the gangsters is not the greatest and even a little too gross for some, but I could probably say the same thing about the 1989 Punisher movie. I guess it's kind of fitting. But it is better dialogue than Star Wars Attack of the Clones, that's for damn sure. I will say, Jigsaw is a pretty damn good choice for a villain. I really like how we get to see how his face got fucked up. His face after he got thrown in the cutter is hideous, but extremely fitting for a character like that. The sidekick is just as nasty, if not more so, because this guy likes to bite into people. I also think any movie where Wayne Knight plays a part in it is entertaining. There's something about him that is honestly pretty enjoyable, even when he's playing a slimy character. I mean, his character in this movie is not slimy, but you get my point. But I can't talk about good things about this movie without talking about the ending. If you have not seen this movie, skip to the timestamp in the description. I love that the wife finally says that Frank is a good guy after saving her from Jigsaw again. I think this is when Frank changes his mind about vigilantism. He finally realizes that people do appreciate the work that he does and actually makes New York a little bit of a better place. He even gets recognition from the cops and gets on good terms with them. But actually, this was because they had no options previously, but they seem to be pretty on board with helping him at this point, even if he does want to do it on his own. Admittedly, that was a missed opportunity to have the cops assist him in some way. Maybe they could have shot the remaining bastards in the building, but whatever. Another aspect I like about this movie is that it actually has some anti-religious themes subtly thrown in there. It was written by Art Markham and Matt Holloway, who also wrote Transformers: The Last Night, which is not only another movie that I love, but also has anti-religious themes. I'm starting to notice a pattern in their movies. There are some lines of dialogue in The Punisher Warzone that many might consider blasphemous. Most notably, sometimes I like to get my hands on God. The ending has some subtle but clever ways of showing that religion won't save New York from the criminals, but the Punisher will. Fucking genius. This puts it ahead of the 1989 Punisher. Don't get me wrong, I do think that movie has some powerful shit in it, but it is more questioning if what the Punisher is doing is right or wrong. This movie takes it a step further by saying that some may say it's wrong, but it doesn't matter because there will always be people who appreciate what he does for them. And the Punisher really does make New York a little bit better. Unlike in Batman, where I'm thoroughly convinced that in the modern incarnation, I swear he's just making Gotham a worse place. I could talk about the story of Punisher Warzone all day, so let's move on to the action scenes. The action scenes are fucking awesome. There's plenty of guns, blood, and explosions, and much better fight scenes than the 1989 Punisher movie. As much as I love that movie, I will admit the fight scene toward the end of the movie could have been a lot better. While the action scenes in the beginning are not amazing, they're still pretty good, but the final action scene is goddamn exhilarating. Alright, now for the production values. The cinematography has that dark and gritty look, which I fucking dig and works well with the movie. The editing, sound, and sets are all well done. The music is pretty fucking good. The score is nothing special, but the songs are. It has a lot of hard rock bands like Rob Zombie, 7 Days Away, Slipknot, Seether, Senses Fail. But you also have some drum and bass thrown in there with Pendulum. Overall, Punisher Warzone is my favorite Punisher movie. It has the best story, best action scenes, and best production values. I so wish this movie did better when it came out, but there are some people that are loving it now, so I can't complain. What I really wish is that more people loved The Punisher. In general. Anyway, despite some flaws, I really do think it's a good movie. My hope is that I convince people to at least check it out. I give Punisher Warzone 5 out of 5 stars with the title of Epic. Anyway, I'm Spike Robot. If you like this video, you can subscribe to my channel, and feel free to support me on Patreon and follow me on Instagram. If you support me on Patreon, you're going to get exclusive updates on my next video, and if you support me on if you follow me on Instagram, you can see all the pictures I took in Venice, Italy. So go check this out if you want. See you next time on the Freedom Jinkos.